Every day, millions of people apply to work for the government. They want to be part of the vast machinery keeping a nation running, the gears and pistons forming the stone and glass of national authority. But out of those millions, only a microscopic fraction will ever reach the top. This document outlines the concept of the steel frame. It refers specifically to the highest tier of administrators, the IAS and IPS officers. These are the individuals who act as the structural spine of the entire country. Compare that elite tier to the reality most applicants face. This photograph captures the daily grind of a mid-level clerk's office, an endless sea of files, folders, and administrative stagnation. Millions enter the system hoping to lead, only to spend decades pushing paper. Raw ambition explains why someone takes the exam, but crossing the divide from a cluttered desk to a district magistrate's chair requires a highly specific, predetermined cosmic architecture. Let's look at the astrological baseline for public service. This vintage 1861 image captures the sun, which represents authority and government in Vedic astrology. A strong sun in a birth chart is the universal prerequisite for securing any state-funded job. But here is the problem. Millions of people are born with a strong sun. Why does one person spend their career stamping forms, while another is handed control of an entire district's police force? To solve this, we must map the specific hierarchy of power, revealing the planetary alignments that elevate a clerk to a national leader. An elite bureaucrat's chart connects the 1st, 6th, and 10th houses. The 1st house represents ambition. Connected to the 10th house of authority, it creates a line to power. The mystery is the 6th house, the feared Aribhava of debts and enemies. For a high-level administrator, this energy is inverted. It represents the capacity to process public crises. Supported by the 3rd house of hard work, the 6th house provides the stamina for daily, sustained service against endless societal problems. Connecting the 1st, 6th, and 10th houses together is what transforms a desire for power into a lifetime of structured public service. Once that house foundation is built, the planets step in to act as the executive board. They dictate the leadership's exact temperament. Let's look at the ultimate administrative profile, the IAS officer. This profile's defining signature is the Sun and Jupiter working together. The Sun provides the authority. This image of Jupiter represents what anchors it. Jupiter provides sattvic wisdom, the stabilizing administrative ability required to govern fairly. This analysis of an actual birth chart demonstrates how this plays out. It shows an IIT engineer transitioning into the civil service. The text explicitly links the Jupiter-Sun duet to their selection for the IAS, proving how this planetary interaction dictates a career path. But what about the police force? The IPS profile requires a different mindset. Consider the planetary shift that turns an administrator into a warrior. The answer is Mars. This planet governs aggression and strategy. It represents the Kshatriya, or warrior class. When Mars exerts a strong influence over the 10th house of career, the individual's profile pivots directly into law enforcement and protection. We can see this aggressive alignment in this birth chart from February 1930. The conjunction of Mars and the Sun here elevates the native to a position of high authority through the lens of force and command. The planets dictate the leader's necessary temperament, deciding whether they are meant to advise like a king or protect like a warrior. Even with the perfect house alignment and the right planets, the engine is still idling. To move forward, the chart needs a specific activation. The Amatya Karaka, or AMK, serves as the chart's CEO. It routes energy downward, activating the individual's specific work profile and commanding the rest of the chart to execute. Look at the text in this chart analysis. When a strong AMK, in this case Saturn, is placed in an anchor house, it generates professional momentum. Here, it triggered the subject's selection into the Indian Administrative Service. Finally, the variable of time, dashas. A perfect blueprint is useless if it activates at age 10 or at age 80. It must ignite exactly during your critical exam-taking years. Forging the steel frame is an incredibly rare event because it requires architecture, temperament, and exact timing to align simultaneously. So we have the complete formula, the 1-6-10 house link, guided by the Sun, Jupiter, and Mars, and ignited by a commanding Amatya Karaka. We need to look at what this chart means for the human living it. Passing this civil service exam is a heavy karmic assignment. The dominance of that 6th house means a lifetime intimately tied to the debts, the disputes, and the structural decay of society. The elite bureaucrat's duty involves stepping into the crosshairs of public crisis, absorbing the weight of societal decay so the nation doesn't have to. The cosmic blueprint of the steel frame suggests the universe drafts specific individuals into a life of absolute, surrendered service.